Dr. Andrews' Psychology Secrets. Confrontation with Shadow and Psychological Transformation in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets is the second installment in the Harry Potter film series and is based on the novel by J.K. Rowling. The plot of the movie revolves around Harry Potter's second year at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry and his journey to uncover the truth behind the mysterious Chamber of Secrets and the monster that resides within. Harry continues here his journey of confrontation with the Shadow and learns of his intrinsic nature with its greatness but also with its dark, demonic aspects. This dark, even demonic aspect of the psyche refers to Jung's concept of the shadow and the unconscious aspects of the psyche. Harry follows the path of his individuation process and faces deeper and deeper aspects of his mind, transforming himself into the larger self-aware individuality. Harry faces here the shadow in the form of a hidden, terrifying place containing dark, malevolent forces. The chamber represents Harry's powers and instinctive tendencies of his unconsciousness. In the opening scenes of the movie, Harry, Ron, and Hermione return to the wizarding world. One day they find a mysterious message that appears on the walls of the castle, warning of the return of the heir of the Chamber of Secrets. Harry and his friends try to find and eventually discover the entrance to the Chamber of Secrets. They also learn which monster is hidden within. It's a basilisk. The monster attacks the school pupils, causing a death-like state. They got petrified. During one of the school lessons, Harry discovers that he can speak the language of snakes. That shows him his close, almost substantial relationship with the Dark Lord, Voldemort. When Harry and his friends find the chamber, Harry realizes that he can open the gate to it with the snake's language. They enter inside, where Harry finds the last kidnapped school kid, Ginny Weasley, who is dying. It's worth mentioning here that at the end of all Harry's adventures, Ginny, who is Harry's friend's sister, becomes Harry's wife. Harry wants to help her, but the other person who is there stops him, taking away his magic wand. This person is a boy named Tom Riddle. Tom, who lived years ago, seemed to be like a ghost. He used to be a school pupil many years ago, but at that moment he appeared again in his youthful form. Tom discloses that he wants to kill Ginny and Harry, and reveals that in fact, he is Lord Voldemort. Tom wants to kill Harry and calls the chamber's monster, the basilisk. Harry must fight for his life. Harry eventually defeats the basilisk with help of good forces, with help of a phoenix and a magical sword of Gryffindor, the artifact sent for Harry by Dumbledore. After killing the basilisk, Harry uses his venomous fang to destroy Tom Riddle's diary. Harry understands that the diary is a very special object, the Horcrux, that magical container of a part of Voldemort's soul. When the diary gets destroyed, Tom Riddle dies too. Harry realizes that the diary and Tom were magically entangled. Harry's second battle with the dark forces ends. He faced another form of the shadow, but also learns, makes it conscious, about the history of Lord Voldemort's life, when he was a young adept of magic and when he became possessed with the idea of limitless power and immortality. In a confrontation with Tom Riddle, Harry must prove again his intelligence, ingenuity and bravery, but above all his attachment to the forces of light and good. In the underground chamber, Harry again experiences not only an initiation into the realm of the dark motivations and forces, but also must again stand up for good against those evil forces. He must fight not only for his life but also, as a solar hero, for light, for good, for all noble values and for life itself. Harry has to fight to re-establish a boundary between the light and dark forces for all good wizards and for human beings. He brings a new harmony and new balance to Hogwarts, but also in a broader sense to life. In the final scene of the movie, Harry and his friends return to the wizarding world, having successfully faced their fears in the shadow and, in psychological terms, positively integrated their personalities. Harry in this adventure faced not only the attack of the dark side of the world and his psyche that were trying to annihilate his positive, noble identity and attitude, but also experienced the omnipotence of the dark forces, crystallized here in the form of the basilisk, Tom Riddle, and Lord Voldemort. After the victory, the balance in the world was renewed again. Harry returned to his friends at Hogwarts and the school was safe again. But Harry's journey was not finished yet. I will describe Harry's further adventures in the next lecture. Harry's journey is a confrontation with the shadow archetype. He confronts himself with his psychological dark areas and forces hidden in his psyche. In his adventures, he experiences projections of his unconscious psyche, and the goal of this process of individuation is to integrate these forces. Harry is deepening here his awareness of the shadow, but at the same time his knowledge of his own powers and abilities. In this process, his psyche gets more differentiated, and his personality richer and more multidimensional. This process continues in subsequent movies. Here are some of the more significant symbols used in this movie. Most important is a symbol of the dichotomy reality of light and darkness. Throughout the series, Harry must navigate these opposing forces and integrate them within himself in order to achieve a higher psychological level. The integration of the psychic opposites is reflected here in the balance between light and darkness, good and evil. These symbolic representations express the hidden nature of human beings, including the conscious and unconscious aspects of the psyche. These symbolic representations express the hidden nature of human beings, including the conscious and unconscious aspects of the psyche. The following symbols or symbolic creatures represent the archetypal images of opposites or the symbolic representations of shadow, or the symbols representing the process of integrating these forces in order to achieve a more balanced and complete individual. The chamber itself represents on one hand the underground place of unconsciousness, but also the alchemical vase, where the process of integrating the opposites takes place. In Jungian terms, it's a place of becoming the self and becoming a higher man called anthropos. The monster in the chamber symbolizes the manifestation of the shadow with its power to cause destruction and chaos. Tom Riddle is another projection of Harry's alter ego. In this form, it's a dark personality with narcissistic, sociopath, manipulative tendencies that want to control or even hurt or kill others in the name of his power trip. In the psyche, this power-related temptation is very closely related to great psychological strengths or abilities. We can observe here then a next emanation of the dark unconscious tendencies of the self. Tom Riddle's diary represents the power of the unconscious to influence, control and manipulate others. The Gryffindor sword is a symbol of a holy weapon used to fight demons and forces of darkness. The Chamber of Secrets is a symbolic place where Harry slays the basilisk, which is a symbol of his inner fear and darkness, but also Tom, who represents the dark, egoistic forces hidden in unconsciousness. The sword ultimately proves to be a crucial tool in defeating Voldemort, symbolizing the power of courage, bravery, and love to overcome even the most powerful dark magic. The basilisk is a giant serpent that resides in the Chamber of Secrets and represents the primal, dangerous and destructive aspects of the shadow. It's the manifestation of the shadow and its power to cause destruction, death and chaos. The phoenix symbolizes rebirth and renewal, but in the fight with the basilisk, it represents the forces of light. It's a symbolic opposition to the infernal forces represented by the basilisk. The concept of balance is emphasized throughout the movie, representing the need to integrate both light and dark aspects of the self in order to achieve a sense of harmony and wholeness. Harry's confrontation with the basilisk is another experience of the unconscious dark powers. He eventually wins and brings a balance to his life and to the lives of others. Harry becomes a hero, a solar figure that is able not only to confront most extreme forms of the individual and collective shadow but is also able to defeat them. That means in Jungian terms to integrate these forces in a balanced way into the wholeness of the entire psyche. After the victory, the balance in the world is renewed again. Harry returns to his friends and the school is safe again. But Harry's journey is not finished yet. It will continue, what we will describe in the next lecture. If you need advice, contact Dr. Andrew, dr.kuzmecki@gmail.com.